Which one hurt more, the bow nose or the edge?
Well, once you said the edge, I'm like, okay, come on. That was a give me. I mean, Bono's, it's fuck.
Before we begin, let's thank our great sponsors. And if you want information on how to become one, you can go to jasonbailey.com. Much love to Inspect All Pest Services, because bugs, termites, and critters, they don't belong in your house. Inspect All handles pest control, termite protection, and wildlife removal. Here's the number one reason to use them. One company that does it right the first time. Bonus, they also take care of insulation, pressure washing, and gutter maintenance all across Atlanta. Less calls, less stress, better results. InspectAllServices.com. If life makes you Google lawyer, call the Aurora Law Firm, led by the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora. This Georgia-based team handles criminal defense, white-collar cases, DUI, expungements, and more. Nationwide, number one reason to call the Mad Dog, they know the system and how to beat it. The Aurora Law Firm, because oops needs backup. TheAuroraLawFirm.com. Life gets heavy. Stress, work, relationships, all of it. That's where Ridgeline Counseling can help. Led by Dr. David Markwell and a team of 10 therapists, Ridgeline offers in-person sessions at 3 of his Georgia locations: East Cobb, Marietta, and McKaysville, or virtual visits wherever you're at and most comfortable with. Number one reason to choose Ridgeline, you don't have to do it alone. Ridgeline Counseling. Real help when you need it. MarkwellTherapy.com. Power goes out, not at your house, if you call Alternate Power Solutions. They're a family-owned Generac generator dealer founded in 2012, handling sales, installation, service, and repair for home standby and portable generators across Georgia and Tennessee. Here's the number one reason to use them. You don't pay a dime until the job is done and you're 100% happy. Every customer gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract, flexible financing, and they actually keep generators and parts in stock, plus an A+ rating with the BBB. All you have to do is call 770-853-7571 or visit poweringgeorgia.com for a free home assessment. Use the discount code Bailey for $500 off your entire installation. Alternate Power Solutions, because losing power shouldn't mean losing your mind. Tired of struggling to get in and out of the tub? Meet MVP Walk-In Tub and Shower of Atlanta. Beautiful, safe, and affordable bathing solutions that actually make your bathroom work for you. This family-owned local company focuses on installations that elevate comfort and accessibility. No high-pressure sales, no commission-only reps, just honest, hassle-free service across Metro Atlanta. Here's the number one reason to call MVP. They make bathing safe, easy, and enjoyable. Schedule your no-hassle appointment, 404-493-6888, or you can go online to nvpwalkins.com. Don't forget to mention the BPX, the Bailey Podcast Exchange, for $2,000 off MVP Walk-In Tub and Shower, because your bathroom should feel like a retreat, not a workout. Looking for the ultimate wellness boost? Meet Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. From ozone therapy to red light therapy, halo therapy, presso therapy, PEMF grounding mats, and even in-house ozone-infused products, Alive Ozone Therapy Spa's got everything to help you feel amazing, inside and out. Repair, rejuvenate, and restore your body. Here's the number one reason to try Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because they combine cutting-edge therapies with natural holistic care. Go online to AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. Use the discount code BS10 for 10% off your services and products. Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because feeling your best shouldn't be optional. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And with that being said, let's begin the show.
I think we should do a podcast about rock and roll. And that's what stories.
Yeah, let's do it. Welcome to the Vinyl Road Podcast.
Yeah, here it is, episode 31 of the Vinyl Road Podcast. It is a story about rock and roll, stories from the road, life, and everything in between. It's all on the BPX. That is the Bailey Podcast Exchange. 3 different shows, 5 days a week, one feed. Get all your details, jasonbailey.com. Also, you can subscribe to the other episodes for the other podcasts on there. See our great sponsors, get information on how to become a sponsor, sign up for the newsletter, which I'm going to start giving stuff out to those that are newsletter subscribers, and of course the merch store. So please get your Vinyl Road merchandise and wear it proudly. I promise you, I'm working on a Vinyl Roadies logo just for the vinyl roadies that are in that private Facebook group, because that's cool. All right. JasonBailey.com. Thanks for being here. My name is Jason Bailey. There's the Mr. Man himself. That is Brad Stewart. Hello, sir. How are you?
How about you? Hello.
Applause. I got like applause on like 4 different screens, and they're all over the place. So I don't remember where it's at every single time. Everything good? Life good? 2026 starting out well for you? Yeah. Boom, boom.
So far, so good, man. How about you? How was your new year? Your whole situation there? Was it good? Yeah.
It was good. I'm ready for 2026. Not that I'll go through it here, but on the other shows that I do on the BPX, I've explained why 2026 is going to be so good, so powerful. Everything from numerology to feng shui to politics to theology. Everything points to the year of the horse coming off the year of the snake. So 2026 is going to be an extremely profitable year. And bonus points, we just got a bunch of extra oil.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, thanks, Venezuela. Actually, thanks, Maduro, for being an asshole and running your country into the ground and screwing your oil. Thanks. That's our oil now. Appreciate you. Hey, and all these Venezuelans, they're going to be rich. And these Americans are complaining about it. I'm like, what's the problem? They have a shit ruler of their country, an asshole that fucked things up for them, and someone is fixing it. So get over yourself.
I said on one of the episodes of the BS podcast this week, I said, for those that are so upset and have become a Venezuelan aficionados, there are 2 things that you have to do before you can post or even say anything on this topic. One is spell it. Like, I guarantee most of you can't even spell Venezuela. And 2, you have to watch The Blacklist. If you get through 22 seasons of The Blacklist, you'll understand that none of us know how this works. Like, no one gets abducted like Maduro in this situation with their wife. Like, it doesn't like, you get taken and you just get snatched out and everything is left behind. You don't get taken with your wife with a change of clothes. They say that they were trying to get to the safe room and all this stuff. No, this was all, it's a work, man. Everything is a work to get to the bigger fish. I'm telling you, this guy's sitting in a comfy jail cell, right? He's probably in a hotel with his wife, just chilling, waiting for instructions. Gotta watch.
I doubt he's in an Alcatraz situation at this point. You know what I mean? By himself, running the tin cup along the bars of the jail. Yeah, come on, give me a break.
He's just part of the problem. You have to get to the entire problem, and that's not just picking everybody off one by one. You use one to get to the other, you use the other to get to the other, but you got to have that perception of it went down like this. I'm telling you, you got to watch The Blacklist. I know some of you are very angry with us right now because we're talking politics, but I'm telling you, watch The Blacklist. The Blacklist is real. It is real, and that's how shit goes down. Just telling you. Have you seen The Blacklist?
I have not, but I did some research because I thought this might come up, and just going through and reading and seeing some things on X and actually seeing Venezuelan citizens posting things and actually talking. There was a student on there, can't remember his name, but he went through this, and it was like in 3 or 4 minutes he ran it down, and it made complete sense. And trust me, they are the people are stoked that guy that all this happened, and honestly, I mean, their country was economically and it went to shit.
Oh, I did,
and they were doing like 20% of their total oil production. So where's the other 80% of it? And they're basically dirt ass poor, and they're screwed when they have all that potential.
Well, it's not just oil. I mean,
that was a point of his thing too. It's more to the story than just the oil too. Yes.
Nutrients, gold, minerals.
Gold. Yes.
It's like the richest country
it is
in the world. And how is it that their people are so poor?
Right.
So I dated a girl from Venezuela under the Chavez regime, which, just as bad, right? I mean, Venezuela hasn't had a democracy in over 20 years. And then these dictators and drug dealers and these drug lords came in and just ruined it for all of the people. And it became kind of like a, in Egypt type of thing where you had the rich and you had the poor.
No middle class. No middle class. Yeah.
No middle class. So good luck to you New Yorkers, because that's kind of the mindset. And so
yeah, you threw that in there. Of the socialists, they just got in there. Yeah. Okay.
Socialism and dictatorship, I mean, they kind of go hand in hand.
It's never worked either. So good luck. You don't reinvent the same shit that's never worked. But okay, nice try.
Right.
Good luck. I'll be down here in Florida with you.
They were wealthy in the Chavez Venezuela. Her father was selling receipt rolls that he'd get from the United States. Anyway, it was either her mother or her mother's sister, or somebody in their family was very politically outspoken against the Chavez regime. And there were threats and threats and threats. And then finally one night they almost took her life. And that's when they knew they needed to get out. The Chavez regime had frozen all of their assets. They had like 2 homes and butlers and maids and all kinds of stuff. They froze all of their assets. So the family just had a suitcase. They were familiar with Kissimmee, Florida, which for those that don't know, are right by the theme parks. That's where most people will go when they vacation. That's the only thing they knew. So they came and they start cleaning toilets, got their citizenship eventually, worked another job, a better job, and just worked their way up. And anyway, great girl, very cool chick. I kind of screwed things up on that one, but really cool girl. The story is amazing. That's the American dream of a story, right? I mean, right. They are pushed out of their country because of a dictatorship regime, and they come to the United States for the dream. They work through the system properly, get their citizenship, and I mean, from scrubbing toilets to being the manager at the Adidas outlet in Lake Buena Vista area, to now she's happily married to a very successful lawyer, and she works in a great job from what I say. That's the American dream for an immigrant, right?
Absolutely.
That's how you do it. But you shouldn't be pushed out of your own country because you didn't agree with the guy, Right. So, but that's real life, my friends. So anyway,
and there's something about their oil, and I don't know if you know this or not, but when there was a deal in place, of course, with the United States, but their crude oil is very thick and it's very hard to refine. But our refineries there in the Gulf are actually designed to handle that sort of oil. So we had a good thing going with them for a long time, and that went to shit. So the oil that comes from the Middle East is very light in comparison and more easily refined, actually. Did you know this?
I did not know that.
That's very interesting. I did not know this either. I was like, wow, okay, we learned something. And that was from the Venezuelan student, the citizen that made that post on X. And but that's how he described it. And I ran that. I was just on Doug Satchery's and Rob Mendiola's Nonsense Chronicles last night. And Rob is actually in the oil industry, and he confirmed that is true. That is how
what does that mean? Well, like thicker oil, is that better?
I don't think it's better. It's harder to, I guess, get the gasoline out of it or to refine it properly. Maybe there's more steps or there's different equipment, but we have the equipment, and we again had this nice relationship with them, and then it has deteriorated. And then of course with the whole narco, like and people are like, oh, he's just saying that it's because of the drugs and the fentanyl that they're bringing in. No, that's very real. That's happened and it's happening. And he says he's not putting up with this shit no more. So there you go.
we now Smile Empty Soul song has a new meaning. I'm surprised that they haven't gotten a big pop. People, I did it for the drugs. Picture in his sweet ass sweatsuit. Anyway,
man. But yeah.
Have you ever performed in South America and or Venezuela, Colombia, any of those types of places?
I've never even performed in Mexico, to be honest with you. It's the final frontier. I'd love to go. I mean, I think it's beautiful down there. Amazing. When I first joined Saliva, there was a show in Mexico City. And I don't know what happened, but for whatever reason, I think it was us and Puddle of Mud and a bunch of American bands, and we just never went and did the show, but I think they kept the money and all the shows. Like, and I got paid. We just didn't. Like, Wayne didn't want to go. Wayne's like, no way, dude. He was scared. I think, Wayne.
Scared of what?
He might get abducted or something by drug dealers and held for ransom, or that's things do happen, man. I mean, you have to be. I mean, obviously, the people bringing the bands in would have had security around us and protection, but he basically was like, we're not going.
Has he never been to Mexico? I mean, I know, yes, it exists, but it exists in the United States as well. The cartel, like I always say this about the cartel, not that I'm like a cartel aficionado, but this is what it seems like to me. They seem like the professional villains, right? You've got the unprofessional villains. You get the guy that goes and robs an Apple store. Somebody gets in his way and he's got a gun and he's nervous and he kills the guy. That's the unprofessional villain. Then you have the cartel that they're just killing the right people, like the people that, steal from them or take from them or go against the grain from them or whatever. They're I'm not condoning what they're doing, but you understand what I'm saying? So like for Saliva to go play a show in Mexico City, I don't think Saliva would have been abducted off of the stage. I've been to Mexico numerous times. I've never been abducted, knock on wood.
It's funny too, because I want to say that we had another guy when I first joined. This was 2015, I think, or maybe, yeah. And so they're like, well, Wayne doesn't want to go, so we have to rehearse with this other guy that is going to go with us. So we spent all this time rehearsing, and then it was just decided that we're just not going to go. So I was like, hopefully because you have to imagine, who's behind the show? Who's backing the show? Is it the drug dealers? And so you don't want to cross them either. So I was like, well, guys, they could still come find us here in America. We're pretty easy to find. If we're playing somewhere and you fuck over a drug lord, we play Texas all the time. That's not very far.
No.
So luckily, I don't know. I guess it was not enough money for them to want to come get us. Plus, they only put half the money down anyway. So
what's the shadiest show promoters can be shady as shit. Especially like when, once you make it to another level of rock star stardom and you've got somebody dealing with all that and you're not bothered with it and they're probably shady to shady. But when you're up and coming and you have got to settle at the end of the night and actually go up to the promoter, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And if you don't have a big guy with you, sometimes they may refuse to pay you. So you want to get paid before. That's the moral of the story. But a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, we can only settle with a check because we're a casino or we're the fair or in town or whoever, whatever. So then you're like, okay, but it's got to be like a cashier's check because things can get weird because then all of a sudden you've played the show and you still don't have your money. So they can just stop. And actually there's been I can't remember the guy's name, but we did a festival when I first joined with Saliva. Seven Dust, Fuel was on it. Actually, I think I was still in the Fuel band. And the guy was counting on ticket sales to pay the rest of the band's deposits.
Right.
And not enough people showed up. Guy skips town and basically bankrupts his company and no one can find the guy. So none of us got paid the rest of the money. Some people didn't get paid at all. They were counting on him paying in full after they played the show. And have
you seen him since?
Obviously no agent's gonna book their band with a guy ever again. That was the first and last time he did this. I want to say it was up in like Wisconsin or Minnesota or something like that, or maybe like Indiana, like up in that sort of area. But no, those things happen, man. People, I think I was in Minneapolis and I think it was Fuel. And the guy was having to go to different ATMs to get money to pay the rest of the money. And we were like, nope, not playing until you have every bit of the money. And he's like, well, I got to go to the bar. And he's like taking cash out of the bar. It was bizarre, dude. So those are the people, of course, you don't, once that happens, you tell your agent, okay, never him again, never this place. But he's literally, so the shitty part is the fans are getting pissed because we're late. We're late going on stage by like an hour and whatever, and they're leaving. They think we're screwing them over, and of course, no matter what, it's the band's fault.
And the best part of the story is when it was all said and done, he comes up to you, Brad, and he says, You wouldn't have change for 100, do you?
Right. Dude, it was so terrible and shady. I'm like, who the fuck booked this with this asshole? Like, this is terrible. I mean, like, the guy's having to go to different ATMs using different, I guess he had different cards and he was maxing them just to pay us, man. It was.
We probably could only take out certain money.
That's probably it too, of course, from each one.
Yeah, a certain amount of money from each ATM. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had to go and do that. That's just the guy that's not prepared at all.
I'm like, don't book the show if you can't, first of all, promote it properly and have enough people to show up to make it make sense for you. But then second of all, have that money somewhere to finish paying the band before they play. So we didn't play the show though until he paid our tour manager in full.
Have you been paid already for the upcoming Saliva Russian shows?
No, honestly, I probably shouldn't even said anything about that because
it's in trouble.
Well, I don't know if I got in trouble about it, but I usually don't say shit until I have my plane ticket booked both ways in and out, because otherwise I'm like, because someone at that point has to spend the money and then has had to have given the deposit over for us, unless they're covering flights. Either way, that's when I know it's real. Is when, okay, here, give me my confirmation number. Okay, show's happening. Because I've had it happen before where, like that Texas City show where, yeah, we're supposed to play Texas City on the 3rd. We are. Where's my ticket?
Yeah.
No ticket.
Oh,
and guess what happened? Show got moved to March. You know what I mean? So
I've like just in the past 2 years experienced so many letdowns, like things that were supposed to happen. And that drives me. It's one of my biggest pet peeves because I'm such an OCD freak where like my word is my bond. If I say that I'm doing something through hell or high water, I'm doing it. And I put it in my calendar and I write it down and I do it, I'll do it. If I'm not going to do, I'll say it. It's, that's why I'm tagged the asshole, because no, I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm just telling you right now, not going to happen. Can't do it. So I know like that feeling, dude. It sucks, when you're kind of, I've stopped hope. Like the word hope, I'm done with it. Like as far as counting on other people and things to happen, I'm done. I can't even count on people to call me back. Just the craziest thing where, oh yeah, I'll give you a call next week, or I'll give you, business stuff. I'm not talking friendship stuff. I'm talking business stuff. And I just didn't hear from them. And then
just
I get
flake out on you. Like, what? Who does that? Like, just if nothing else, tell me to fuck off. Tell me something. At least I respond. Like.
Give me some honesty. Like say, hey, look, it's not going to work out. Can't do it. It's not going to work. Something like that. Don't say love it. Talk to you next week. This and this, and not do it.
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts. It's because people don't have balls, and those are the same people that like to scream that they've got balls.
Yeah.
It's
just stuff like that in real estate happening too, where it's like they play games. I'm like, don't play games, man. Either you are or you're not. Just either way. Just
quit playing games with my
exactly. I knew there was a song in there somewhere. Don't you dare make a song out of this, Dewey Cox.
Well, before I was thinking in my head, like, tell me something, boy. That Shallow song.
Oh yeah. Yes.
From Stars Born.
Was that Bradley Cooper, right?
And Lady Gaga. Yeah.
Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, man.
All right, so no new Saliva news, and we'll the hush hush on the Russia stuff because it's not confirmed.
Well, I've heard about it 2 separate times, and I think Bobby was just saying that we have to just get our visas sorted. And, I got my passport and everything, but everyone just has to get their stuff sorted. And actually, so Sammy Joe had been there before, and she was the one. So Sammy Joe being the drummer of Saliva, of course, and she was the one that was saying that you have to be careful over there, because she was the one saying that they were calling her room. And I guess whoever she went with, there was one other woman in the tour party. I don't know if she was, the wife of the star or whoever she was with, or someone's sister or whatever it was, or the merch girl. But apparently the Russians were trying to get her to come to some meeting in another room. And she was like, funny, I haven't heard about this meeting, and neither has anyone else in my touring party. So needless to say, she didn't go to that room or to that meeting. And then also she said something about like they knew everything about her. where she lived before like, oh, you live in Texas or you live in Florida, but you're from Texas. Like they knew things, right? And then she was also saying that they offered her and the other female shots, and when the guy but he wouldn't do one with them.
Oh,
and when the guy turned around, they're like, fuck this, they didn't take the shot, so I just think it comes down to you just got to be careful anytime you're touring abroad or just in another country, man. My wife and we were in Portugal, and this guy came up and like tried to take shit off of our table. We're in Porto, sketchy looking skinny dude, right? And he comes up and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? So I stood up and I bowed up at him, and then we about went at it. And then he turned around and said something in Portuguese and turned around and went. But I'm like, I have the feeling though, if something would have happened, they probably would have thrown me in jail and not the sketchy drug addict guy, right?
probably. Yeah.
Because it's got to be the Americans' fault, right? So I don't know, man. You just got to be careful. I mean, besides that, Portugal was great. You ever been there?
No, never been to Portugal, but different rules, different countries.
Yeah.
And different countries outside of the United States, they stick up for their own. This country, for whatever reason,
is the opposite.
It's the total opposite.
Yeah.
we don't stick up for our own anymore because we don't even know who our own is anymore.
You're a veteran, you're on the street. But if you're an immigrant, here's the Waldorf Astoria in New York. Have a nice room, and here's an ATM card, and go for it.
Free healthcare and
free healthcare. Fuck it.
Yeah. You and I are on the same page as that. I can see that.
I suspect we are. Yes.
So let's have a little fun this episode, and we'll see how good you are at this game. All right.
Okay.
There's no name for the game. It's just a game.
It's the no-name game.
It's no-name game. So I was hosting an event, for those in the Vinyl Road podcast audience that don't know, my wife and I also own a place called a Live Ozone Therapy Spa. We're Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy. We're located in Altamont Springs, Florida, which is just outside of Orlando. It's phenomenal therapy, and we have red light therapy, presso therapy, halo therapy. Anyway, so we're in that wellness space. I was asked to host an event the other weekend called Vitality Reset in the area, and it had a bunch of businesses in that wellness space. So we're all hands on deck. It's me, it's my wife. We got our tent, we got everything set up. Me, my wife, our daughter's home from school. She's went back to University of Alabama. Our employee, Kinsey, who's also our daughter's best friend. And then a friend of our daughter's that had come to visit. She's there. And she's a pretty smart girl, and I was emceeing the event, and then they just had a guy with a playlist on a Mac, right? And they're doing a lot of yacht rock. So you have a lot of yacht rock going on. And the song Rosanna comes on from Toto. Familiar, right?
Yeah.
Rosanna.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
And she's singing it. Now, side note here for the audience, I am a huge fan of learning about the history of songs, why songs were made, so on and so forth, especially when they're about a person. Many of you know where I'm going with this. But I'm also a big fan of the younger generation. If you're going to wear a concert tee, you have to be able to sing at least 3 of those songs. My daughter was walking out of the house the other night, and in 2022, I had bought her a mixtape t-shirt from the tour where it was like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, name me 3 songs, sing me 3 songs, or Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison. It's like, name me 3. She couldn't do it. I said, you got to take the shirt off. You're not going out of the house unless you can have a conversation about those bands. That's good. That's good parenting, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, my son has a Slayer shirt, and I'm like, how many songs, how many Slayers? At least learn 3. And I think we discussed before, I got him the Alice in Chains Dirt shirt.
Right.
And I'm like, man, you should be able to know that. I mean, front to back, I know the song, the fucking song list, bro. You got to at least know 3. So he does. I mean, everyone knows Wood. Everyone knows Them Bones, of course. But no, he likes like Rain When I Die and Hate to Feel, Junkhead. I love those. Of course, everyone knows Down in the Hole too. I mean, that's easy shit. But the deep cuts, you gotta know the deep cuts, man. I don't know.
Well, you just got to know that if you're wearing the shirt, you got to know the bands. Anyway, so this girl, this friend of my daughter's at this event, Rosanna is playing, and she's singing along to it. Now, I don't expect you to be a diehard Toto fan, but Toto, I mean, the band itself and the players within the band, extremely instrumental to decades of music, even to this day.
Steve Lukather, bro. You kidding me?
Exactly.
Bad motherfucker.
Fucker, Steve.
Did I tell you I met him before? Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Keep going. Tell me the fucking story. Sorry.
No, you're good because it'll get me somewhere. And I like the interruptions. I've interviewed him, but I've never met him. Like over the phone. How was he? Good dude?
Yeah. So real quick, we did the Fuel Puppet Strings record. And when we did the drums, Ken Schalk we recorded them at Steakhouse Studios in North Hollywood. And Lukather works out of that studio. I don't know about if it's exclusively, but he was there every day we were there, and he blessed the rains down in Africa, man. Like he just no, he was cool, man. Like he's older now and shit, but he still like he was on so many records. You know how many records? I mean, like it's ridiculous. I want to say he was on some Michael Jackson shit.
Yeah, he was. Have you watched the Yacht Rock documentary?
No,
Oh my God, your mind would be blown. Like Toto is considered, outside of Michael McDonald, Toto is to yacht rock as Queens of the Stone Age was to active rock in the early 2000s.
Okay,
because like Queens of the Stone Age, you have this branch, of Josh
Homme,
Grohl, and like it was like crazy, all the bands that connected, kind of like what Mother Love Bone would be to grunge.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, Toto in this documentary, I didn't know this. Toto in this documentary, like all these things are spawning from Toto behind the scenes that you didn't even know about.
Yeah.
That made, like everybody gives Christopher Cross or Michael McDonald, like they're the godfathers of yacht rock, and like sailing takes me away, right?
Where I'm going, yeah.
And everybody kind of associates that because yacht, like, oh, that must be the reason yacht rock is sailing. It has nothing to do with one another, So Toto was instrumental in so much music, including rock and roll, like harder rock and roll.
Yeah,
because they're badass. So anyway. At this event, music is playing. Rosanna by Toto is on. This girl is singing it. So I pull do you know the band? Do you know the name of the song? And she says, no, I don't know who sings it. She goes, I'm guessing the song is called Rosanna. I was like, well, how do you know the lyrics? She goes, my parents would play it. I said, that's cool. I said, with technology nowadays, I mean, literally, you can just Shazam your phone and it'll pull up all the information you need. And now you're educated. Now you know. I said, especially this band and this song. And I said, do you know who it's about? And she said, no. And I said, okay, well, so just a quick story. Rosanna, the jury's out, but.
Is it Arquette?
Yeah, allegedly it's about a couple different women.
Oh,
but Rosanna just came to Rosanna because it made sense. But yes, Rosanna Arquette, and she's like, who's that? And I said, okay.
Oh no, dude, you're that's an uphill climb at that point. If you don't know who that is, fuck it. All right, whatever.
So then I started listing off, different things that she's done. And so she's like, oh, okay. And I said, but I go, and Rosanna Arquette was also, here's extra added Super Mario Brother bonus points. Maybe you don't know the answer to this. Do you know the other big hit song from the late 80s, I guess, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, that Rosanna Arquette was instrumental in making? I mean, I don't know, that's not the right word. Influence the singer. Okay, influence the singer of the song. Huge song. Yeah, 80s song, huge song. And a lot in a lot of movies, and one movie in particular where it was the defining scene of the movie with that song. You want me to give you clues?
Give me a clue. Give me a clue.
Okay, so before I give you clues,
Wait. So is it a slow song? Is it a ballad? Is it a name of a person?
Okay, great questions. So it is not the song title is not the name of the person. The song title is 3 words. Okay. It's like I define ballad as every rose has its thorn. So
Sure.
it's a slower song that builds up a tempo. It's very 80s synthy. And now just so everybody knows, I am the best clue giver in the entire world of America, but you are going to hate them at first because they're not going to make sense. They're not normal clues. You have to follow me. So I'm going to give you some clues off the top of my head. I'm not writing this down. None of this is scripted. So I will say that the singer of this song is rated PG. Rated PG.
Chris Isaac.
Why would you say Chris Isaac?
I don't know, because he's very vanilla.
Okay, again, my clues aren't what they seem.
No, I don't want to fall in love. I don't want. That's too many words anyway. Sorry. With you. But okay, shit. 80s movie. See, I think 80s movie. I think like Top Gun and shit like that, like action shit. You know what I mean? But maybe did it involve Richard Gere?
No,
or Julia Roberts?
No.
Right.
The singer of this song was probably a big gamer, and his console of choice would have been a Sega Genesis.
Like video games?
Again, you have to
read into the clues here. Okay.
Yeah, brilliant clues. Like I've already given you the answer to.
God damn it! Man, that's tough, man. Like usually, I'm pretty good with the trivia. I mean, there's so many slow songs. I mean, there was so many 50s dudes too that had hits in the 80s. You know, you got some Lionel Richie, you got some.
All right, here's the last clue I'm going to give you.
Okay,
you're gonna hate yourself when I tell you the answer.
God damn.
You will know the answer to not only the singer and the title of the song, and I'm going to give you a huge opportunity right now just to say anything. Just say anything. And you'll get it right. Just say anything.
Say anything's John Cusack.
There you go.
But I think John Cusack. I think Better Off Dead. So Heathers come on. John Cusack. I think breakfast. Don't forget about me. Don't you forget about. He wasn't in that. That's fucking Judd Nelson.
I ain't complete.
Shit, man.
All right,
okay. Hold on. So we got John Cusack. Now David Arquette was in Scream. Patricia Arquette was in True Romance.
No, you just named the movie. What are you doing? You just named the movie. What are you doing right now?
I said Heathers?
No, before that.
Oh.
I gave you the answer and you got.
Oh, say anything. Say anything. Yes. But the song though.
The song from the movie. Now this is on you. Like it is the defining song in the movie. He's got the boombox.
I haven't seen the movie in fucking 20 years, bro. Sorry.
In your eyes.
Your eyes. Okay, Peter Gabriel. Shit. Now, what does she have to do with that though? Like he's old as fuck. Wasn't he?
Peter Gabriel dated Rosanna Arquette.
Oh, he did. Wow. See, when you first started this, I was thinking Phil Collins, or I was thinking fucking.
Oh, do you want to recap the clues?
No.
I said PG rated, Peter Gabriel.
Okay. Yeah, that was good. That's good. I missed that one. That went over my head. I literally took it literally like.
All right, yeah. And then I said he was a gamer. He played a Sega Genesis. Peter Gabriel was in the band Genesis.
Yeah. Man, you should make a show out of this. Wait, we're
I used to do it on my radio shows all the time, and people loved my clues are so good.
They were good.
And I love doing them because I don't write them down. I just think of them on top of my head. And so, but people that I worked with would get so frustrated because they would feel so stupid afterwards.
I feel dumb. Now, I did get John Cusack, and I got the movie.
Right.
I did.
Yeah, that was great. No, you did great. No, you did. You should be very proud of yourself. You did.
Your Eyes, great song, man. So
anyway, was the point of me bringing this up? I'm going to take a minute to get there, but Rosanna Arquette, 2 huge songs, and the influence behind 2 huge songs. I have this fascination with why songs are made. I mean, you're a songwriter, Brad. The cliche is, where do you get your inspiration from? So a lot of great songs are made from a deep, dark place. People, I'm watching the Counting Crows documentary right now, and it's very interesting. I mean, I'm a Counting Crows fan. I mean, I didn't realize that Adam Duritz's life was so, this and this and that, but that's usually where the best songs come from. But when it comes to a specific person, that's a totally different thing. So that's where I'm kind of going with all of this, is songs about famous people. Now, before we kind of get into playing a little bit of a game here, with the 3 bands that you've been in, Shinedown, Fuel, and Saliva, out of those 3 bands, are any songs done for a specific or about a specific person? I don't think so.
Brent wrote kind of cryptically, like In Memory, I Can't Wait for You to Catch Up with Me. That was about, it could have been about a couple different women. He never really came clean with, get it, come clean, Puddle of Mud. So She Hates Me. I mean, for Wes, that could have been any number of people. Now, I do know that he dated Rod Stewart's daughter.
Brent?
No. Wesley Scantlin from Puddle of Mud.
Okay.
Did you say Puddle? I mean, I was never in that band, but I did co-write there.
Yeah, I didn't include it, but I mean, you can throw that in there. Sure.
So that could have been about, what was it, Allison Stewart? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. So Brent, though, I mean, that's a tough one, man, because he would sometimes I wondered if he would figure out what the song was about after the fact. Like he had written it down, and then he kind of realized who or what it was. Does that make sense? Like, it was like stream of consciousness that came, like No More Love. He wrote that, like those lyrics came all at once in one shot. And now maybe it was against a woman. Maybe it was about a friendship. I don't know. But the lyrics of that song. I mean, but he never really named a song like Donna, like Richie Valens. He didn't have I don't think he still to this day has written like a song it's a woman's name. Has he?
So if you just take the first 3 albums, okay.
Yeah.
The first album was, in my opinion, songs. I mean, like I never, and still to this day, don't see any personal attachment from lead singer to songs. And I'm sure there is, but as a fan, like, nobody talks about, like, I think that's always been one thing Shinedown was missing, was that, now they write, on mental health and all. I'm like, okay, I get it, but there's only so many songs you can write about mental health and all that. Like, give me something from your past, your childhood, your family, right. I mean, write me a song about your grandmother. The audience knows, before she passed, about Granny, and everybody loved her because of the videos she did. Like, give me something like that. So the first album, I like, emotionally, I just felt disconnected. The second album, now, that one was dark, right? That one was Spoon, Hallway, Light It Up. I mean,
drugs. Yeah. I mean, that was, and just, 45 was pretty dark, but I mean, he always maintained it was about hope. Staring down the barrel of 45, that's dark. I mean, you're on the verge of shooting yourself in the face. Or was it a metaphor for, I mean, a different situation that he'd been through, and that's what he actually ever pointing one at his. Yeah, I mean, or maybe he's talking about a friend of his that did it and committed it. That's pretty dark too. But you're right. The second record definitely had a lot more dark.
Oh, it sounded dark. I mean,
underneath,
just
yeah.
as I remember him calling me driving on this road. It was like I was like the road that was just made, and he was telling me about the recording. And you guys, I think, were up in Jacksonville and like rented this house, and it was very Stone Sour-esque. It was like haunted or something weird. And
It was Melody's house in Atlantic Beach on the ocean, and they had moved everything out, and we were recording up in there. And it was an older house. I mean, haunted, but it was definitely it was it was interesting recording anytime you're in like a house situation and not like at a studio that's been sort of built out for that purpose. You're in like mobile gear and stuff, and like it's a
those
little
are the
different.
years. Those are the years. All you guys in those early 2000s bands were recording. Three Doors Down, right up the street from me. They
Yeah.
recorded that. That what was it? That Walmart album, 17 days or whatever it was that they had to put together.
Yeah.
They were in town for 2 weeks and had to record. We were talking to Brad about it. He was like, "Man, we got to get this shit done quick." It's like,
Dude, that's a lot of pressure to come up with that kind of shit and get it done and get it recorded and done properly in that amount of time. That's ripping, dude. You better be on your A game.
So my point is the third Shinedown album, and I still stand by this to this day. Sound of Madness is the best emotional attachment Shinedown album in their catalog.
Mhm.
You can hear the relationship with Lyric. You can hear, which is his son.
Yep.
And I know that Brent doesn't talk openly and personally, and I'm not going to mention names or anything, but
His mother,
his mother, who
Yeah.
I've known for
love her. She's awesome. Yes.
a very long time. I love her to death. I think
She's great. Yeah,
one of the coolest chicks you could ever possibly meet.
absolutely.
And I think there's a little, and they go back to their childhood. I mean, like they were
They do.
friends before they were parents, I think the Sound of Madness, it shows that it's just not in your face, right? It's not like,
I think they took a lot of time on that one too, a lot more than we took on the second record, but to get those songs together. And I think he really had matured as a lyricist and being able to connect those emotions and tell those
Absolutely.
stories. Because like I said, when he was sometimes I thought he figured it out later because he figured out what the song meant later because he took words from a few different notebooks and sort of pieced it together and made it make sense. You know what I mean? So, but it felt like on the third record, probably arguably the biggest selling record in the catalog.
probably, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it was a bit more, like I said, mature. He was poetic, but he was also connected to his thoughts and his stories and his experiences. I mean, that record, they toured it for years. It was like 2 or 3 years, 6 singles, I think, wasn't it? I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot.
And it was top 40.
Oh, Second Chance. I remember though, Second Chance, it went up and kind of paused, went down a little bit, went back up, and they were like, "Dude, is this thing gonna happen?" And then finally, you couldn't escape it. It happened, and it was his biggest thing I think they've ever done. That was a great song, though.
Great song.
What do you think that one's about, or who?
Him and Lyric, like absolutely. And that's my point is that, I remember when Bill McGaffey from Indigoot came down to Tampa. I was doing morning radio at 90 Rock in Tampa.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Hey, I forget how it happened, but he was like, 'Hey, after your show, I want to play you the new Shinedown album.'" I said, "Cool." So he comes in the studio. I take the CD, I put in a little CD case, put in the thing, put in the studio, and we listen to it. Listen to the entire album. I'm tired. Like I've been up since 3:30. And I'm like, the last thing in the world I want to do. But I'm like, I feel honored. Like he's down from New York and he's trusting me to listen. Like I felt cool as shit. I got to tell you, one of my cool moments in my life. And I listened to it and I'm taking notes as I was going through it. I mean, he wanted me to listen to it. He knows I got an opinion.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes and I pointed out it was Second Chance and the other, I forget the other 2 songs that crossed over, and I wrote them down. And I said, "You're smart. These are your crossover songs. I mean, these are tailor-made, right?" And he goes, "Nailed it." exactly what we were going for. And I said, well, it just makes sense. I mean, rock is dying. The audience is dying. And it was also, remember, that was, I believe, around the same time as Papa Roach put out Getting Away with Murder, which on that album has zero rapping and, became very, very hooky. Mm-hmm. And that was the secret to success, to cross over from active rock to top 40, is to have the hooks. It's been a while. Stained. I mean, all these songs.
Scars was a big one for them. Scars was a great song. Papa. I think that was Paramore Sessions, maybe. Can't remember. But Getting Away with Murder was an awesome record too.
That was the move. You can't, as a rock band, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, you're the rock star, but you can't survive just in the rock bubble anymore. You can't do it. You've got to do other things.
I don't think there's like a middle class like there used to be to survive in what you're talking about. If we could just stay straight, just rock, and in that audience of people, you used to be able to actually, in the early 2000s, but then you started losing people. So, but I think no matter what anyone says, the goal is always been, rock or whatever, is to have that crossover song on every record. I mean, they thought it was going to be Burning Bright on the first one, and
right.
And and by that time it's been a while, because that was written around the same time as It's Been a While. But by the time we got to Burning Bright, that's single number 4. The label's ready to move on, and we probably exhausted the budget for that record, for the singles at radio. So and then I Dare You actually was on the second record, Us and Them. That was the first time they took a single to top 40 radio, right? And of course, it didn't hurt that Chris Daughtry sang the song on American Idol, stuff like that. So in the label's head, they want you to have an audience well beyond rock, alternative, active, those formats. Absolutely, man. And I don't know that Brent typically or like consciously writes that way, or it just kind of happens that way for some songs that they come up with. But that's why you have an A&R guy that guides you and through the writing process and stuff. But once they had Second Chance and it hit, but then now you have that hit at top 40. Now they take you seriously with the next time you come with the song, right? You've kind of paved the way for new for future hits on those formats. And it's not even just top 40. It's, what is it? Hot AC, adult contemporary, hot AC, all those different, where you're in Target and you're like, is that Shine Down at Target or Walmart? Fuck it. That's, or you're in the elevator and you're like, God, that's pretty big. Muzak. Remember when Muzak was a thing? You're like, oh, fuck, you make it on the Muzak, man. You're doing it.
I still get angry at that though, and this is coming from my Gen Xer mind is, if I'm walking around, I was walking around Publix the other day listening to Guns N' Roses, and the idea that rock and roll is taboo. It's shunned by the adults. That was kind of the idea of rock and roll then. Yeah. I understand it, just being in the industry and understanding branding and marketing, that times have changed and you evolved, but I can't help but fight that I'm still angry about it. When I, even Shinedown, pre kind of mainstream, you guys came out as a Southern rock band, your jean jackets, long hair, stinking up the place. I mean, that's what you guys were. And then it morphed, extremely morphed. And I think it needed to morph, but
it's an evolution for sure. And, some of that was probably calculated and guided, and some of it was just kind of serendipitous, I guess you could say. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe Jason and I don't know if we brought the heaviness to the band, but maybe we did. And then once we were gone, the heaviness of it all sort of, it was still heavy emotionally and lyrically, but maybe sonically it wasn't quite as aggressive, maybe, and heavy. Yeah. You
guys brought the grit, and I understand they didn't. I'm guessing they wanted to move on. It's like a radio station not wanting to be rednecking anymore, so they fired Larry the Cable Guy. True story, that happened. So I like
Larry. He was cool, man. Especially when he'd come on with you guys. Wasn't he? He's from Florida, isn't he? No? Yeah.
I was there the day he got fired.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And I was like one of the first people he talked to. He's pissed off in the hallway. I just told the story the other day. I think it was on one of the shows, and he says, he goes, man, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go across the street and do something. He's like, my friend Jeff has got this tour he wants me to go on. I think I'm going to do that. I was like, man, you're going to be fine, dude. You're Larry the freaking Cable Guy, dude. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm just going to go on this tour with my buddy Jeff.
Jeff Foxworthy, meanwhile, who's a superstar. Yeah, now he was huge after that. He never looked back, right?
It was the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Yeah,
so
fucking massive thing. Yeah.
If he wouldn't have gotten fired, he probably would not have been able to go on that tour.
Right.
So it made him a multi-millionaire, a Grammy Award winner for a comedy. I mean, like, boom. He became a household name. Terry Bradshaw, get her done every day on Fox, Fox Sports. And so, I mean, old Dan Whitney from Nebraska, like he did when I started in radio, he was on the show next to me at the rock station, which I eventually went to, hence where we met. And he would, we'd have Chick-fil-A every morning and all this kind of stuff. Great guy. Anyway. All right, look, I want to do this before we wrap up this episode. Songs about famous people. Going back to the Rosanna story. Are you ready? I'm going to run these down. I might give you a clue or two in my fashion of clues. And let's see how well you do. These are fairly easy, by the way. Uptown Girl.
Christy Brinkley, Billy Joel singing. Yeah.
All right. Uptown Girl.
That's probably the worst song he ever wrote, by the way. It's terrible. Do you remember the fucking Catalina wine mixer? Remember they're like, we don't only do 80s, Joel. We don't do that bullshit.
Did you see the viral video of the tribute, which is funny enough, the Billy Joel tribute band they were playing, and Billy Joel shows up and he's got a walker and he comes out and then he busts out with We Didn't Start the Fire, which another side note, there's only like 3 people still alive that he mentions in that song. One of them just died recently. Yeah. But he came out like he looked rough, but when he sat down and started playing the piano,
you could never tell that he was ill or anything. Yeah.
It was like 20 years. It looked like he was 20 years old. And the lead singer of this tribute band, I'm hoping they know each other well, because this guy kissed him like 8 times. Like, I don't know if he's marking out or what, but it was,
he had to be shitting himself. I think about that. If you're doing a cover band and then here comes a fucking guy. I mean, that's crazy, dude.
My favorite things to see, to watch on the internet, are when street performers or bar performers are doing a song and the artist walks by and joins them. That video of Lit, I think they were in Nashville.
Yes. At the honky tonks, and they jump up there with them, and that was killer. Yeah.
Loved it. Aerosmith, like it was in France or something, and he's walking down the street and the guy's doing his song and he goes over and sings with them. Teddy Swims, who, dude, that guy's probably the most talented performer that exists to this day.
Great singer.
And he's walking like a street performer was doing his song, and he went up and joined them. And he's done a couple of them like that because a lot of people are covering his song. That's pretty cool. I love that stuff. Absolutely love that stuff. All right. Candle in the Wind, your next song.
Marilyn Monroe.
Sang by?
Elton John.
Of course, yeah.
Final answer.
You Ought to Know.
Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
Go down on you in a theater. That was the guy from Full House. Not Joey.
Yes.
It was Joey. Okay.
David Coulier, Cut It Out.
Yeah.
Cut It Out or something, however he did it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hey Jude.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Julian Lennon.
Very good. That one's tough, dude. Nicely done. Wow, I gotta go to my next sheet here. All right. How about Dude Looks Like a Lady?
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I thought that was something that happened to Steven Tyler and he was singing about it. That was
it's about a famous person, yeah.
Oh God. In a rock band, like a metal band, right?
Yes. It is a
Was it Brett Michaels, your boy?
No, it was Vince Neil.
Okay, Motley Crue. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that was my second one. What didn't they say? Was it Kiss or no? Metallica? One of them was like, we saw these chicks. We're like, man, they're pretty hot. And then they found out it was Motley Crue.
Well, the song came to Steven Tyler after he saw the back of Vince Neil's head and mistook him for a woman.
Okay.
And Vince Neil's cool with it. He's like, I appreciate being the inspiration. Heart-shaped box.
Ooh, Nirvana.
Yeah.
Courtney Love.
What specifically about Courtney Love?
Her vagina.
Yeah, it was about her vagina. Yeah. I Kissed a Girl.
And I liked it.
Yes.
Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting as far as who would Katy Perry be kissing on. Is it another pop star?
No.
It's an actress. Actress.
Yeah.
Actor. Actress.
Yeah.
I know this.
She's named after her original G.I. Joe figure. That's a great clue. Such a good clue.
G.I. Joe figure. Are you using
No. That's like a legit clue. That was like a legit clue.
Damn, man. Give me a movie.
Hold on. Maybe a aforementioned Papa Roach song might help you with the answer that you liked.
Scars?
Okay. So who is it?
Damn it, man.
You just gave me the answer.
I did?
Don't let it go.
Patricia Arquette?
No, you just said the answer. I need to make sure with your answer, you don't let it go.
Let it go.
No, your answer, don't let it go. Bop, did to that bop that bop, do to that bop bop, bop, do to that bop.
Hanson. That's bop. Hanson.
With your answer, don't let it go.
You're killing me, dude. You're fucking just
ready to kick yourself in the ass?
Yes.
Scarlett Johansson.
ScarJo. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Now, she's so attractive. I mean, I don't blame Katy Perry at that point. Holy shit.
By the way,
that's a...
Scarlett was an original G.I. Joe figure. Part of the original, but Joe Hanson.
She wasn't going to be Cobra Commander.
No.
I was like, damn, I don't remember it being any females in G.I. Joe at all.
Let me get you some good ones here. Oh, this is a good one. I did not know the answer to this, but I don't think it was a huge, I could be wrong. I don't think I am. Song from this huge artist, one of the biggest artists of all time, as far as the band goes. The song is called Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of. Familiar with that song?
Stuck in a moment you can't get out of. Sounds very songwritery.
Yeah. From a band.
Train?
No.
By Ballpark? Like a rock band?
Yeah. It's definitely a rock band.
Did we mention them earlier?
No, we haven't mentioned we haven't mentioned them yet.
Coldplay.
No. Older. I mean, they're still around, but they're these guys are like now rock royalty.
And we haven't mentioned them yet on this show.
You know who would know the answer?
Stuck in a moment you can't get out.
Would you like a clue?
Fleetwood Mac. I mean, no.
Do you know who would know the answer?
Who would know?
Bo. I mean, you've heard that, right? That whole campaign, Bo knows. Like Bo Jackson, Bo knows.
Bo Jackson, I remember that. Yeah, oh yeah.
Bo knows the answer.
Fucker, dude. I gotta get in your head with these clues, man.
Hey, look, I'm giving you the
I think Nike when I think of Bo Jackson.
If you listen, the problem is your brain's working too hard. If you listen to my clues, you actually have an edge.
Oh, you too.
There you go. God damn. Right? My clues are that good, you hate yourself afterwards. Am I correct?
Yeah.
fucking love this game.
That was, I mean, damn.
Which one hurt more, the bow nose or the edge?
Well, what you said, the edge, I'm like, okay, come on. That was a give me. I mean, Bono's, yeah, it's fuck. Oh, I feel dumb. Hindsight being 2020, like this is the easy, of course. ScarJo, okay, because I said scars earlier. Scar, I'm like, fuck. What does that mean? Like,
oh my god, dude.
GI Joe, ScarJo. Okay.
I needed to laugh. I hope you guys listen and laugh like that. So the song "Stuck in a Moment" you can't get out of, I'm not familiar with. I got to be honest with you, from you too.
Is that one of the ones? Remember when they put it on Apple Music and you got it free, the whole record? It was, but they gave the band millions of dollars for the record, and it automatically just populated in your iTunes. Do you remember this?
I do remember it, maybe because it was released in 2000, so that would have been like around the time of the iPod.
I think I still actually have it. Let's look. Artists.
It was off their 10th studio album.
Yep.
All That You Can't Leave Behind. And
this is Songs of Innocence that automatically showed up.
Yeah, you're right. The
Songs of Innocence. Yeah. Okay. That was 2014. So yeah.
All right. Well, answer the question of songs that are made about famous people. Do you know who that song was inspired? It was inspired by a fictional conversation, but Bono actually had this conversation with his friend who the song is about.
In the year 2000 or around that time period? Or was it earlier in his career?
Oh, no. Well, it had to have been earlier because this person wasn't around in 2000. Yeah.
Interesting.
Can we do clues?
God dang. I mean, God, there's so many people it could have been, though, right? I mean, is it someone he dated?
No, it's a guy, actually.
Oh, well.
Yeah. It's
nothing to say that
yeah.
We don't know him.
No.
David Bowie.
No, Australian guy.
Michael Hutchence.
There you go. Nicely done.
In Excess.
Yeah.
I loved In Excess, man.
Oh my God.
The
so most underrated band of all time.
Oh, I love that shit, man. He was such a cool front man too. Like, I'm like, dude, that guy must have been like had to have a poontang guard he must have been kicking the shit away from him. It was, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. When they did Never Tear Us Apart.
Oh, Jesus.
God dang.
Yeah. I mean, Gavin Rossdale is Michael Hutchins
he's close. Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, something about Michael, plus he had the accent and just being, if you're from Australia, you're automatically cooler than most people in my book.
Just cool. But the band, the sound, the lyrics, everything.
Kick. Oh, dude. Fuck.
So good. So good. And Never Tear Us Apart. I mean, you got Devil Inside and you got all these songs. And then Never Tear Us Apart comes out. And again, you have to remember, and rest in peace MTV as of recently, but these songs in those days, specifically in those days, were intensified because of the video. So you could really portray the emotion of the songs within the video. Like the video, like listening to it, it made your job, I think, easier as an artist to get the emotion of the song across when you have the video versus just the audio aspect of it through your speakers.
It could ruin it for you though, too.
It did. Billy Squier, it killed his career.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the poster child of MTV killing a career. That's why a lot of those bands from the 70s weren't able to morph because they were ugly.
Yeah.
They couldn't do anything with them. REO Speedwagon, like Kevin Cronin is not an attractive, like that band is an ugly band. They admit it and they couldn't do anything with it. So those like early 80s bands, those REO Speedwagons and those types of bands that were coming from the 70s, but then you go, why did Steven Tyler do it? Because he rock starred himself up.
Think about David Lee Roth and Van Halen. I mean, they owned it.
Right.
I mean, he's doing like freaking gymnastics and shit. He's in tights and he's so charismatic. David Lee Roth was in early MTV, he was it, man. If you ask
He
me,
was
like
it.
a fucking badass dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't take your eyes off. I mean, it was insane. I mean, but you think about, I mean, there was a song in there, "Video Killed the Radio Star," right? I mean, and there's a lot of fucking truth to that, man. You know,
and it still stands today. You know, that was the first song that was played on MTV in '81, right? And now you look at what is killing the video star. Video is killing the video star. You know, streaming is, you know, the ability to do it yourself. Like you won't, like for years you would look at jobs like, say, a radio DJ or a television presenter or whatever the case may be, and there was only so many jobs that could be filled. So, you know, you might say to yourself, oh, I could do that probably, but you never would do it, right? You would have to that would be your life. You would go and do that as a career. Yeah. Now, everybody can be a radio DJ. Everybody can be a talk show host. Everybody can be a news presenter. Everybody can be a quote unquote journalist. You don't have to go to school for it, and you don't have to work for a company, and you can make money by doing, I mean, look at what Nick Shirley is doing on the streets, you know, in Minneapolis. The major news networks are referring to his coverage of the Minneapolis, Minnesota scams. Yeah. Right. I mean, that's crazy to think that.
He's not even a like a educated journalist, right? Like he didn't go to school for that, right? Or did he? Oh, either way, no. he's like gone rogue. Yeah.
Oh, but here's the thing, and this is what separates that world from the real world, which infuriates the real world. Real world meaning professionals like myself that have been in the industry for 30 years. There are rules. You do certain things one way, the other. Those rules have always applied. Mm-hmm. Well, the mainstream public, they don't care about those rules. Matter of fact, they're sick of those rules. Mm-hmm. They want to hear the unpolished version of these things. And we're so trained to be polished and be so compartmentalized in a lot of ways, even when you're trying to be raw and real and just off the cuff and stuff, there's still we have a certain mindset. TV, radio, same way. Mm-hmm. You get guys like Nick Shirley, who is just like talking to the fellas. He's not worried about re-upping stuff. He's not worried about any of the tricks of the trade. He's just bullshitting. And it's great. It's fascinating. Doing a 10 times better job than any journalist could do, because journalists are soft and they don't want confrontation, and they don't want the drama. They're stiff and they're reading teleprompters and all that kind of stuff. So
the same thing kind of happened in music though, too.
Just getting ready to say that.
I mean, you got to think, hide your kids, hide your wife. Remember when that came out? And it's a guy on the street talking about they're killing everybody here in Lincoln Park, and and someone made a fucking song on YouTube out of it. Next thing you know, the guy, he's making money off of it. He's not a musician or a singer. You know what in the fuck is that? But people love it. They eat it up. It goes viral and this and that. I'm like, wow, that's the state of okay.
Yeah.
There's no studio involved. I mean, someone sat there and made it on his laptop probably and synced it up and made a song out of it. And that was a hit.
I remember the Offspring, while they were in this kind of hiatus period, I guess, you just hadn't heard from them in a minute. And I remember listening to them do an interview or post something on social. So something, this is in the early days. This would have been, mid 2000s or something. And like resurgences weren't really a thing. It was, you had your time. Thank you. If you've got something that lasts, we're going to continue to enjoy it, but don't try to come back. That's kind of a new thing, to be honest with you. When I say a new thing in the last 20 years, at least in the industry. And so I remember the Offspring, however they put it out there, they're like, you know what? We're going to old school it. We're releasing, this new streaming stuff. We're going to do it on our own. I was like, God, that's so sad, man. I feel so bad for those guys. They were once on top and they had everything and they did it the right way. And now they've got to do it this way. But that was just me not knowing and being so narrow-minded, right? And caveman-esque. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Maybe it didn't go anywhere, but so ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
to have that kind of thinking and be okay with that kind of thinking. That's the other thing. I'd be okay with it.
Well, they may have been out of their contract too, and maybe even though they didn't do the numbers they put up with the support of the machine, they got to keep all the money.
Yeah, right.
So, you sell 1,000,000 records and you get 7 cents a record, or you sell 100,000 records and you get $7 or $10 a record, right? Which is better?
Yeah.
I'll take the $10 a record any day. I mean, and that's smart. And maybe you sell less. Okay, you don't reach as many people, but you don't have the manager, the label, and everybody else with their hand in the cookie jar.
Well, you can reach. I mean, the artists now are smart. That's what I keep telling you, dude. You got to grow that social media following. Like you just have to hit and something happens and people start following you. But you build up think about this. If you have an artist that's got 1 million followers on social media, that's a million people built in. Are they all real? No. Are they all going to do what you say? Do they all like you? No. But still, that's let's just say it's 1 million people on paper. It's 1 million people. And you release information, whatever, song on your own, whatever the case may be. You are going directly content to face of those 1 million followers. When you work for a label and or management, from what I've seen, they don't do much, at least good, social media promoting the artist. I will say this, and I'm not just saying this because you're with Judge and Jury. In the past 30 years I've been in this business, 20 years in the social media era, I think what Judge and Jury has done for their artists in their stable, like Saliva, is probably the best I've ever seen a management company do for their bands. Whoever they have that's creative in their content does a really good job.
They have a team for sure of people doing it, and they care, and I think they're pretty hip. They got their ear to the ground, as far as knowing when to post, what to post, how to post it, how it comes off, how long it needs to be, when to move on to the next post, and when to they definitely do. It's pretty impressive. I think it's just having industry insiders and people that know the game and know the new game, not just know how it used to be and how things used to go. You got to go with how it's going or how it's gonna go. It's old Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't go to where the puck was. You go to where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything like Indigo. They don't put anything out, and I see Ad Rock, who works for Indigo, but he posts a lot, but it's just like a dude post. It's like, hey, I'm going to see blah, and that's cool and that's great, but it's almost like he's trying to do something that they should be doing better. And my point is that you have that $1 million or 1 million people following labels depending on radio. And maybe streaming another to promote this album. If you have 1 million followers, you can promote whatever the fuck you want. You don't need anybody.
As long as it's reaching them all, though. I mean, you have to imagine, Facebook and if it's TikTok, yes, maybe it's reaching everybody, but I would imagine they do limit it to maybe more like 10% of that number. I would bet if I was a betting man, but still, that's 100,000 people. Hey, that's a lot of fucking people. Hey, at least something to start from for sure.
You're 1/5 away from a gold record.
Yeah, I mean, that ain't bad. As long as they all are into it, and they're all real actual followers and fans,
Yeah. So anyway, that was fun. That was a fun episode. That was good.
Yeah.
We will drop a little Easter egg. Can I share the text back and forth that you and I had the other day about a possible upcoming guest?
Yeah, he agreed to come on. I got to lock him down. But yeah, absolutely.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say anything, just in case it does that. Well, I'm not going to say anything. You guys,
he's gonna come on, dude. Come on.
You guys can guess. To try to figure out who it is. Start guessing on social media. Make sure that you're following at the Vinyl Road Podcast on Instagram. All right, and you become part of the Vinyl Roadies group on Facebook. It's a private group, and it's awesome. And you guys are great. And you talk about the show and you do a very, very good job. Remember, this is all on the BPX. So I do 2 other shows. So if you could also follow that, I would even ask you to subscribe. I do 2 paid episodes each and every week. So it's, 2, 4, 6, 8 a month. It's $4.99 a month. You can go to jasonbailey.com. That would like if you subscribe today, I'm going to allow my daughter to eat next month. All right. So that's how important it is. That's just how important it is.
At least one Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
And one nugget.
Per person.
JasonDaily.com. Our merch store is up there. Get your merch. So by the time this comes out, let me see. Okay. So I think on
the 9th.
Yeah, the 9th this comes out. Let me see what this chick says with the merch people. She's getting on me to promote the sales, which, yeah, okay. So, January 9th. So this is released on January 9th. That's the start date. There is a sale for the next 2 days up until the 12th in the merch store. $16 tees and everything else is up to 27%. So that's a good deal if you want the Vinyl Road podcast merchandise, the BS merchandise, and or the Honey I Raised the Kids podcast merchandise. $16 tees, everything else 27%, and that's until January 12th. That's a pretty damn good deal, Brad.
That's a good deal. That's a great deal, actually. I mean, that's heavily discounted.
We want people at Saliva shows wearing Vinyl Road podcast t-shirts, and you can do that by going to jasonbailey.com right now and getting them and saving some Gatises.
Gotta save them Gatises. That's what it's all about, baby.
Gotta save the Gatises. Anyway, all right, you got anything before we get out?
Man, as always, thanks for listening. The Vinyl Roadies, thanks for promoting and posting, and thank you all for giving a shit. We're hoping 2026 is a good year. It's I know it's early on, but like you said, the universe says it's going to be. So let's put that in our minds and in our hearts, and it will come to fruition.
Year of the horse. So last year was the year of the snake, means that you were shedding your skin.
Right. Now this is Chinese zodiac you're talking, yeah? Do you know what your Chinese zodiac sign is?
A-roll. I don't know.
Look up your year and your month. Were you 70?
75, June 7th, 1975. I'm a Gemini. And
no, that's different. That's a different system.
Totally.
I'm a wood tiger.
Oh, shit, dude. That's badass.
I know. Chinese zodiac. Let's see. You're June 7th.
75.
7th.
I'd be like an
1975.
iron pit viper. Now I'm going to do something goofy.
You are a wood rabbit in the Chinese zodiac. As your birthday falls within the lunar year that began February 11th, 1975, and ended on January 30th, 1976. The rabbit is known for being quiet, elegant, and kind, while the wood element adds qualities of being responsible and adaptable, according to Time and Date and Travel China Guide. Yep, wood rabbit.
Yeah.
Quiet, elegant, kind, responsible. I don't see you as quiet.
No.
I mean, not even kind. I mean, responsible and yes, very driven and very ambitious and talented. Okay, that was the last one. Ambitious, yes.
Actually,
and talented, yes.
Oh, fuck you. I am very kind. I help people out all the time.
I'm not saying you're not kind in that way. I'm just saying
I'm abrasive.
That's what I mean. Like you can be abrasive.
No, I am abrasive. I mean, there's the only
that's why I said quiet, elegant, no fucking way.
I actually
maybe elegant, okay, but not quiet. No,
not well. I'm
ambitious, very much.
I'm quiet when I'm like if I'm in a room full of people.
It says more sociable and dynamic than other rabbits, of course, creative and adaptable, and diligent and persistent in achieving goals. See, there's more to this. There's a whole list here.
So that's the shit I was talking about, dude. Is like that was like the overall theme for everyone for 2026 and some of the shit that I was reading. So like everything you were reading right there was kind of like encompassing for everyone. So everybody's a fucking iron rabbit or whatever the hell you said.
You're a wood rabbit. I'm a wood tiger.
Yeah, I'd rather be a wood tiger.
Wood tiger sounds cool. I gotta admit.
You're a paper mache butterfly, Bailey.
my son Liam's a fire pig.
Even
so there's fire. I mean, fire pigs sound kind of cool. I mean, maybe like a boar or something. I don't know.
Yeah, a fire pig sounds better than a wood rabbit.
Wood rabbit sounds a little
soft.
A little soft. I mean,
a little rabbit with a hard on.
Wood tigers eat wood rabbits for breakfast. Okay.
Not if we stay real quiet.
Yeah, wascally wabbit. You better climb in that hole, wabbit. Come out of that fucking hole, dude.
We're gonna get real quiet in an elegant hole, and you'll never be able to find it. All right, look, we'll wrap this up. Thank you for all the support. You guys are badass. You're awesome. Please continue to post and comment on social media. Spread the love. Tell people to watch and listen. The Freebay episodes on the BPX, like the Vinyl Road podcast, not only can you get them like the video version on Spotify and all major platforms, but they are also on YouTube. So whatever, pick your poison and pick your platform, and you can get all of the links off of jasonbailey.com. It just makes it easier to send you to the website because there's a lot of links for a lot of different stuff that like just spawn everywhere. It's like, all right, look, have yourself a great, safe rest of your day. If you're going to be doing some drinking, I understand. I get it. If you've had too much, please don't get behind the wheel of a car. I've lost way too many friends like that. And I hate to see that happen to you. And sure, the shit don't be posted on social media or you will lose friends like that as well. Talk to you soon. Bye.
I think we should do a podcast about rock and roll. I got some stories.
That's it for this episode. Check out jasonbailey.com for more shows. Until next time.
Bah, you're the wood rabbit.
The wabbit.
3 different shows, 5 days a week, 1 feed, details, and to subscribe, jasonbailey.com.